Have you ever felt in the weeds when trying to learn English? This common idiom can be confusing for beginners, but mastering it can really boost your communication skills. Let me share a funny story about a student who misunderstood this idiom. She thought it meant literally being stuck in tall grass, and showed up to class with mud on her shoes. But in the weeds doesn't refer to physical weeds at all. It's a figurative expression that means being overwhelmed or bogged down by details, unable to see the big picture. Imagine you're a chef trying to manage a busy restaurant kitchen. You'd be in the weeds if you got caught up in minor tasks and lost sight of the overall meal preparation. Here are some examples of using in the weeds in different contexts. In a casual conversation, "Sorry I'm late, I was in the weeds at work." In a formal setting, the project manager got bogged down in the weeds, causing delays. In a negative context, the team is really in the weeds, and morale is suffering. In a humorous context, "My gardening skills are so bad, I'm always in the weeds." To remember the meaning of in the weeds, think of a chef who is literally surrounded by tall weeds in the garden. Unable to see the kitchen. The precise origin of in the weeds is uncertain, but it gained popularity in the mid-20th century. One theory suggests a connection to being overwhelmed by details, much like being lost in a field of tall weeds. The idiom highlights the importance of prioritizing and focusing on the essential aspects of a task or project. Some similar idioms include "can't see the forest for the trees" and "lost in the sauce." Opposite expressions would be having a bird's eye view or seeing the forest and the trees. Related idioms include "in the thick of it" and "in the trenches." For example, "I was in the weeds with that project, but I finally got it back on track." Rephrase, "I was overwhelmed with the details of that project, but I finally regained control of the situation." I once witnessed a colleague use the idiom "in the weeds" perfectly in a meeting. When the team got bogged down discussing minor issues, she stepped in and said, "Okay, let's not get too far in the weeds here. Let's focus on the bigger picture." A common mistake is to say "I'm in the weeds with" instead of "I'm in the weeds on." Another misunderstanding is thinking "in the weeds" means being physically lost or stuck somewhere. While you could technically use it literally when gardening, using "in the weeds" in this context might cause confusion, as it's primarily understood figuratively. Quiz time. What does the idiom "in the weeds" mean? A. Physically stuck in tall grass. B. Overwhelmed by details. C. Enjoying a relaxing day in nature. Correct answer, B. In summary, "in the weeds" is a useful idiom that describes being bogged down by minor details and losing sight of the bigger picture. Mastering this expression can really improve your English communication skills. Now it's your turn. Try using the idiom "in the weeds" in a sentence about your own life or studies. I'd love to hear how you're applying this new knowledge. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more English idiom lessons.